Hi, I'm Bob Gallagher, the mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa. Today is Friday, July 16th, 2021. Welcome to Leach Park. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our flood fighting efforts here in the city of Bettendorf to keep you all safe in case we do have a flood. Thank God this year we're not in full operation as we have been in years past. So today we're joined by folks from Public Works, and I first want to introduce you to Chris Hatfield. He's our operations manager at Public Works, and Chris is going to tell us who he's got with us today. Chris, welcome to the mayor's message.
Thanks for being here, Mayor. On your left is Chris Garman. He's our streets and sanitation supervisor, and on my right is Todd Hildebrandt. He's our sewer maintenance supervisor.
Fantastic. We're here to talk about the floods, so tell us a little bit about why we're standing where we're standing.
Well, this is a critical piece of our 3.2 mile long levee system. It won engineering awards for its ability to let the community still access the river and use the park. And I will let Chris Garman explain kind of how that works when we go into flood mitigation.
Talk to us, Chris.
Sure. This was actually built, these walls were actually built back in the mid-'80s and finished, I believe, in '87.
Okay.
This fold-down wall actually stands up, and this was built so when it is folded up, it will withstand a flood, the flood of 1965.
How high was that?
It was 22.48 feet, with our record being 22.7 feet in 2019.
So this will flip up, as you said.
Yes.
And you've got the flood wall or the earthen berm that goes to 3.2 miles other than this part here at Leach Park.
Correct.
And then on the side down there, if you can see it on the other side of the tower,
Yep.
that big piece there, when the water hits about 19 feet, we mobilize that with a flatbed truck and bring it in and lower it into place here.
So nobody can use Leach Park after
No,
that
it's
unless
pretty
you're
much
walking
gone.
over the berm, but we're not putting our boats in.
Exactly.
So this is what keeps us from getting down here in the water, from getting into the city. Tell me a little bit about the government box, because part of the way the river is created through this area and the movement thereof to keep our city safe relies on other partners. And the Corps of Engineers has a box underneath us that they're responsible for maintaining. It's huge.
It is huge. It's 6 miles long, and it connects with Lock and Dam 15 and goes all the way up to about 35th Street. And so part of that is we have 2 pump stations that are tied into our levee system that utilize that box to get rid of stormwater in non-flood times. And then the pump stations also pull water out of that box when it gets full, when the river's over 16.5 feet.
Okay, so from 16.5 feet, we're already using that government box to move water down past Lock and Dam 15.
That is correct.
And we are tied into a sewer system, a stormwater system, with Panorama Park and Riverdale and the city of Davenport, just like we are with our sanitary sewer.
Correct.
So all of that water gets pumped back into the river.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Part of those systems have large pumps in them. Our Public Works team keeps those maintained. We also meet with the Army Corps of Engineers and do an inspection every year to make sure everything we're operating is up to stuff.
And they have to come certify our levee as well.
That is correct.
So you're going to take a look at some of the pictures that we'll put on the screen here of these large pumps that your guys in Public Works maintain.
Correct.
Pretty cool stuff.
It's also on what's called a supervisory control and data acquisition system, and that lets us access all the pump systems from our phones or remotely, so we can see what's going on in an emergency.
So you know if the pump's working, you know what if there's a fuel issue, if there's water that's not going where it's supposed to go, and you go and take a look at those every day through the flood, obviously. So fantastic. So we're just a little bit further downstream than Leach Park here, still in that area, to take a look at some more flood fighting efforts here. And for that, we're going to talk to Todd. Todd, tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, we're here at the 10th Street gate on top of the storm interceptor, forgive me. Basically, when the river hits 16.5 feet, we lower the gate here, stopping the river from backflowing up into the city of Bettendorf. Therefore, then we are pumping it out at the 21st Street pump house with 5 30,000 gallon per minute pumps. On top of that, at 21 feet approximately, in conjunction with Iowa American Water and the railroad, we close the very large gates to the left, blocking the railroad tracks, protecting the downtown at the end of our flood wall. Now we still have a couple more blocks of levee that we had that extends down to 8th Street, but it stops the water from coming back up into downtown.
So at 8th Street, we'll do the Lego block thing to try to help keep that water that might come across onto State Street, keep that from the neighborhoods.
Yes, sir.
And then this is the flood wall at the westernmost point.
Yep, this is the westernmost point of the flood wall at 8th Street. We protect it with a sandbag and Lego block all the way across to the north side of River Drive / State Street when we get it 21 feet.
And the interceptor sewer is the one goes all the way down through Davenport, takes the Panorama Park and Riverdale water and pushes it right back into the river. But if it's coming back towards us, that's when you shut the gate and we pump.
Yes, sir. This dumps out just south of Locking Dam 15, so at 16.5 feet, we close it so the river can't flow back up, and we pump it all water, rainwater out at the 21st Street pump house.
Perfect. So now we're here at the 21st Street pump house where these 5 big pumps that Todd told you about are located. So tell us a little bit about what we've got going here, please, Mr. Hatfield.
Yes, we've got 5 200 horsepower, 30,000 gallon a minute pumps that operate in here anytime we're in emergency conditions. They come with backup power, and they're also on a supervisory control system, so we could monitor from home or from our offices to see what's going on here.
And you run 3, no more than 3 at a time of the 5.
Correct.
So that's moving the water that Todd was talking about when we were down west, actually,
That is,
of Leach Park.
yep, that's the direct connection to this pump station.
Fantastic. We'll show you outside as well. Outside the pump house is that government box we told you about. We'll show you some shots, but Chris, tell us about what we're looking at here.
Well, this is part of the 6-mile-long government box we talked about. Runs from behind about 35th Street all the way to Locking Dam, built in 1932. Pretty amazing work for those days. Corps of Engineers, yep. And so when the levee project came on in 1980, they incorporated the government box into this pump house that we were just in. So they cut the top off the box, build new structure, and this is where everything happens. There's bar screens in here that keep the debris from the pumps, hopefully to keep them running so there's no failures. We also have a large brand new Kohler generator that'll run 3 pumps as well if we lose power here.
Fantastic. All part of our efforts to try to keep the city safe in the event of a flood. Thanks for joining us today for the Mayor's Message. Have a great weekend.